let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go.
Six.
It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
What's going on, world? Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. We got college football over the weekend, a big Iowa State win we get to talk about. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com and the Rush Radio Android app and the TuneIn app, thank you so much for dialing us in this morning. If you're watching on YouTube, X, or Facebook, go ahead and hit subscribe. Make sure you see us each and every day. Like this video, and, of course, start leaving your comments. And you can follow us on our social media channels, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Good morning, Ross Peterson. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Fun weekend. Fast weekend, as usual. Good football game on Saturday. So, happy to wake up this way, man.
Yeah, it was fast. Every weekend goes fast, doesn't it? It's just like, if I could use one more day. And the cool thing is we got a 3-day weekend coming up because of Labor Day. Day. Now, we'll probably do a show on Labor Day because that's what we do. We're here for the people. We're here to give the hardworking people that get the day off. We're going to give them a show on Monday.
Truth be told.
Yes.
We're both going to wake up and want to chat. So why not?
Yeah, and I'm going to be in Mississippi that morning. Because
nice.
After the black and gold rush. And just to remind everybody, because we even had somebody reach out to us on Twitter this weekend, say, hey, are you guys going to do a sound-off like show? Proving once again that not everybody knows that we're doing this and what we're doing. Coming up right after the Iowa game on Saturday as they take on Albany, Ross and I are going to be live right here on this channel doing the black and gold rush, which will be about 2 hours of post-game calls. And I talked to Tyler Kluver yesterday. He's going to be joining us for like a half hour during that. And Tyler's also going to be joining us this week. So it will...
Very cool. All right.
I kind of gave him, I said, hey, what day do you want to go? I gave him times on Monday or Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So I said, here are kind of the times you can work with. So
we're going to have to figure out a time to get Joe Woodley on. Drake starts their season Thursday night with a home opener. Man, I thought Saturday would do that, like light the fire, really light the fire. It did. It did it. Travis, I think it was even before kickoff. I don't remember if because I was back and forth. I'm sure I was watching. I don't think I was listening at that point when they said this has had a different feel than any early season opening game of the season that we felt. It felt like it was a big time conference game. It was a conference game that had a lot of weight. It's two of the top contenders for the conference title going at it. And it happened to be all of these other special things with being in Dublin. I just think that it did all the things I was hoping for, but stoking the fire for college football.
You know, and even though it wasn't a bowl game, it had a bowl game feel that had something to play for. It's amazing when you have that pageantry and celebration and two fan bases that are totally passionate about their programs come together, not an exhibition game at the end of the season where you're like, oh, some guys sitting out, some guys aren't. It's a good way to end the season, rah. This is like pageantry, enthusiasm, and high stakes all at the same time.
This is a fight your dad game.
Yes. It's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say fight your dad game. Because before we dive into really the Iowa State win over Kansas State, we got a lot to talk about there.
So much fun stuff here.
There's a lot of stuff that happened after the game that is just kind of mind-blowing. And the first one is the father and brother of Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson, a good quarterback for Kansas State, had a decent game. Wasn't able to finish some drives. I don't blame him. I blame his offensive line for holding and jumping false starts every now and then. But those Kansas State fans, And those parents they're rabid, Ross. Check this out. This is Mark and Anthony Johnson. The dad is on top of the son. And now, and I'm describing this. We're showing it on YouTube. If you're listening, you can't see it, obviously. But these two just absolutely went at it. There was punches thrown. There's like jersey pulling. This is not a good look for the Johnsons.
Travis, I saw this video yesterday. I did not know this was Avery Johnson's. Is that confirmed?
Yes,
his dad and his brother.
They have since released a statement on 3 that says, "Hey, we apologize. We have settled our differences." These are big differences.
We've settled our differences.
Now, my dad and I never got along. We never got into fisticuffs. We just didn't talk for 26 years.
That's a funny line, isn't it? That's a funny line. We settled our differences. What the hell does that mean?
I have no idea what that
We were trying to figure out who's going to pay a bill, and we got to the bottom of it. No, our emotions got the best of us, and we settled our differences. That's a good line.
You could hear you're like, guys, this is not a good look. No, it's.
I heard in the video. I heard one of the women saying, "There's a woman saying to one of the guys, this is embarrassing. What are you doing? This is embarrassing."
It is embarrassing. I mean, how do you even explain that?
You don't, Trav. I think that the right way, if you've given me a minute for the PR team, emotions run high in the Johnson family, and Kansas State football means a lot to us. And unfortunately, we got too much Wildcat in us. That's not a disagreement. That's not pushing and shoving. That is an on the ground brawl where early on you see dad throwing punches. We settled our differences. Question: what were the differences?
Obviously, breaking down Avery's play. I don't know.
Who knows?
Coaching decisions.
That's why it wasn't differences. The emotions got the best of two of Avery's. You know, they both love Avery a lot. They're both competitive guys, just like Avery. And unfortunately, anybody who's been in a locker room after a loss knows that emotions run hot and sometimes things spill over. That's exactly what happened as our family was walking down the street.
And about 40 Guinnesses per person.
By the way, that's not it. Isn't that exactly what happened? I mean, like, to every guy that's ever been around one of those skirmishes like that, didn't I just say in the words exactly what actually happened? What happened? This meant too much to us. We care an awful lot. And when we care, we get mad when we don't win because losing sucks. You don't like to lose, do you? Loser.
Hate losing. Hate
right.
losing.
Hey, you should. You should. The only people that like losing are losers. You shouldn't like to lose. And they didn't, and that they were mad. And they got to talking about it, and I'm sure Ryan says too much booze. What do you say? Too many Guinnesses?
Too many Guinnesses?
I can only imagine that alcohol had something to do with it. It doesn't lead to great decisions.
No. Leads to embarrassing decisions.
Laying in the puddle. Both of them. But Travis, you're right. It's not like, oh, yeah, the dad's kicking the kid's ass. No, you're holding your son down in a puddle in Dublin.
And throwing haymakers at him.
Because you lost your son. You didn't lose anything.
No,
neither one of you lost
Ireland.
A thing.
You got to go overseas to Ireland to watch a college football game.
Yeah, the only thing you guys lost is your dignity. Watched a good college football game too, by the way. A really good.
Yes.
And Avery did play really good. 21 of 30. What do you have?
246, I think. Right
two
around
touchdowns through the air. Got the box score in front of me. I can look at it. 273, 2 touchdowns. Ran for a third. I'm sorry. Attributes for all 3. Am I saying that right? Not attributes.
Or he contributed to, yes.
But he was. Yeah, contributed to. That's true, because he threw 2 of them.
Contributed to?
Sure. I had it right the first time. I was doing so good.
How would our reaction be if it was an Iowa State father-son doing that?
Same thing. If that had been Rocco Beck's dad, and does Rocco Beck have a brother? I mean, we all see his dad, Anthony, and I wouldn't want to fight him.
No. No. Not at all.
So anyway, I think we'd have the exact same reaction when Cyclone or Hawkeye, because it's not fair to say Cyclone, Travis, because too many people would hear this as 2 Hawkeye fans talking about it.
I think we use Cyclones here because the Cyclones played Kansas State.
Right. I knew what you were doing there. I knew what you were doing. How would we react if it was our favorite team's quarterbacks' parents that were doing this, families? I think we'd react the same way that we're reacting to this. We'd go, come on. That's embarrassing. Maybe there would be a section of the fans that do the rally the wagons, tribalism thing of, yeah, we just love the game more than you. Yeah, he basically, it's the dad is wearing a purple.
It's kind of like an MMA fight right here.
It's
forearm on the throat and then a punch to the head, and then he didn't work well from the top position, Ross.
No,
the old man didn't work well from the top position.
No, the old man's, again, he's not trying to hurt him. And neither one of them are trying to hurt the other one. They're really not. I mean, this is not a fight. This is weird to say. He's holding him down. It's a dad quit being a punk. Look at that right there. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. No, you need to calm down.
Have you ever gotten in a fight with your dad?
Not like that. Not like that. I didn't have a chance. If there wouldn't have been a fight. There was one time I got hemmed up pretty good by him. I was about 17.
Yeah.
He probably could have ended it all that day.
Owen and I have never...
Probably should have.
Owen and I have had our disagreements. And, I was probably a little rougher as a father. I'm not going to say abusive. But there was a time where I realized, I'm not messing with this kid. Like, this kid could kick my ass. He came at, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to be nice from here on out because I'm going to lose from here on out. Not proud of it.
I think you're meaner than him. That's really, fight is about mean. It's not. It is that old line of him. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And that's very true. That's very true. I think you're meaner than him.
You mean meaner spirited? You mean
just mean?
Gee, thanks.
I've told you this line before. This is, I'm not a fighter. Never was, never have been, never want to be, never will be. I have friends that are tough guys, right? And when Eli started wrestling, my best friend Scott is a wrestling coach, and Scott's a tough guy. And Scott's talking to Eli, and he's like, Eli, you got to be tough when you go out there. And he's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, no, you don't know. You don't know what I'm talking about. You're going to go out there and get in a fight, okay? Eli's like, yeah. And he's like, Eli, let me tell you the difference between me and your dad, okay? I love your dad. But if I needed to, I would put my thumb through his eye socket.
If I needed to.
That's what I would do to win a fight. Would you do that? And Eli went, huh? He's like, yeah. Are you that mean? That's the type of mean you have to be. If that were a fight, that's, you know what I mean? Wouldn't be some dude stepping in between them going, come on, guys, come on.
That's the Kansas City. All the Irish people there, all the people from Ireland, like, that's the best you got? That's the best you got?
Dude, in Dublin, it's like, come on, stand up and throw. Let's go, boys.
Let's teach you how to fight.
Okay, wait a minute. Kirk says 5 days until the unveiling of. You're unveiling the studio in 5 days?
I would not count on that.
Okay, good. I'd like a countdown because, again, we have a plan on shifting everything here too.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, it would be nice to unveil the studio on Saturday for the Black and Gold Rush, but we're making no promises.
I'm okay on that.
We're making no promises. Another thing that happened after the game on Saturday, which became very, very interesting, because it seems like, you're coming off this Iowa State win, puts them in the driver's seat in the Big 12, one-score win. Rocco Beck does what Rocco Beck does. But, again, it's what happens after the game. We got the fight between the Johnsons, and then Matt Campbell has his typical sterile, by-the-book news conference. He's a guarded dude.
Presser. Oh, dude, listen, we should be used to this. We said it a long time ago. He is Kirk Ferentz. They both are very, very close to the vest guys. They're not going to get out there in the public and tell you a lot of information. But I must have missed.
So at some point, Gene Taylor, who is the athletic director at Kansas State. Remember, Gene Taylor spent some time at Iowa, working for Gary Barta before he went to Kansas State to be the athletic director there, had made a comment that, Jamie Pollard had to beg his fan base to wear a certain color. They don't even know what their school colors are. They had to beg him to wear cardinal, but yet they wear black, and they go into all that, and he kind of takes a little poke at him. And then Matt Campbell walks off his press conference and then has a thought and comes back and does this. You're going to have to pay attention and listen pretty close.
Okay.
Hey, I'm going to finish with this. Now, Rob, you got to ask me a question about the color black. Because I heard their athletic director made a comment about the color black. Could you give us a question about why Iowa State wears black? Yeah, why is it? Well, Rob, we don't really care what color we wear, okay? It's never been about a jersey color for us. It's never been about any of that. It's been about team, togetherness, and playing winning football. So I appreciate the question. Go Cyclones. All right. Good job, Coach. Good.
So Matt Campbell, for a minute, let his guard down a little bit.
Let the emotion. He's done this a couple of times.
Yeah,
he's done this a couple of times. He's shown a little bit of emotion, and just like Kirk Ferentz, over the years, there's been a few times we've got real Kirk Ferentz. Kirk's putting snorts in the comments. That's football. Yeah, that's football. This is that emotion thing of like giving you the middle finger somehow. But I'll tell you what, dude. Before we get into Matt Campbell's response, I got to tell you, I had a weird reaction when you were telling me when you were describing. I saw this yesterday, and I didn't have this feeling until you started saying, "Yeah, what's it? Not Chuck Taylor? What's
Gene
his name?
Taylor?
Gene Taylor. Gene Taylor started saying this stuff about Iowa State." Dude, I had a brother response to it. When you were saying it, all of a sudden I'm going, no, you don't get to say this stuff. We get to say this stuff. Hawkeye fan here in Iowa, we get to have fun with the colors. It's all kind of tongue in cheek because, like Matt Campbell says, it doesn't matter. You don't care. It's kind of it's loving a bridge. There's a tongue-in-cheek thing about the making fun of colors, I think. Even when we were doing it the other day, like we're talking about how, man, go with this logo. Pick a logo, pick one of the colors, go with it. Something about hearing Gene Taylor say it. Gene?
Yes.
John?
Gene.
Chuck?
Gene
Weaver? Something about hearing him say it made me go, no, you don't get to say that. Shut up. That's my brother you're talking about. You don't get to say that. I get to say that. As soon as you were reading it and I had that response, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That my reaction in my brain was, you don't get to say that. Those are my lines for my friends.
I think that's true with a lot of different subjects whether it's sports or not, right? Is that let's say somebody goes after Iowa State, and even though they may be right or you've talked about it, you're going to defend them. I'll use my example. I do it all the time with Catholicism.
Yes, we all do it. And by the way, don't feel bad about your Catholicism thing. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where because it's my religion, I have a lot of problems with it. I critique it. We have debates. Somebody goes after it, I'll be like, well, hold on for a second. You want me to dive into yours? Because we'll dive into yours.
I love it. I've seen it. It's one of my favorite Travises. It's one of my favorite Travises is defending the church Trav. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. I love
it. Deep down, I'm going, yeah, you're right here, but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of being right.
It's same thing. That's the reaction I just had here. That's the reaction I had here is, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, I like that joke, but that's not your joke. Yeah, I like that punch, but that's my punch. And I don't want you hitting my guys where I usually hit them. I had a brother response to that. Not little brother. Not like, oh, don't pick on my little brother, Iowa State. That's not what I'm saying. I genuinely had a response there of like, hey, wait, no. You need to shut up.
And even though he may not have been wrong.
First of all, you're an athlete. The response to this should be, why is an athletic director dipping into the fray? What are you doing?
They're talking about fan bases coming out and you know. I
would love to hear the context of how he said the comment. Yeah, their athletic director had to tell their team what colors to wear, their fans what color to wear. Now when he did that, we said the same thing, right? But again, why am I feeling that way? Why am I?
Because it's protectionism. Is that, you know what? You don't get to come in out of left field and make the comment. That's reserved for us.
If Beth Getz said this, I think I would even be like, oh, come on. That's for the fans. That's what it is.
That's
a fan fray.
And maybe that's what it is. We would like to think that smart professional adults would stay above that fray. We expect fandom to go in all different directions. And in 2 weeks, we're going to see it big time, and Iowa State get ready to play each other. And you're like, that's for bottom feeders.
Yeah, I'm going to be Sam repeating the same line here. Uh-oh, did I lose your audio?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, good. Now that's the in a couple weeks I'll be repeating it, Travis.
What do you think of Matt Campbell walking out of his press conference and then comes back and says, hold on. I mean, it was like just totally, he let it down. It was like, whoosh.
I also like that thing when a human is feeling one emotion but showing another. And you can see it. Like he's mad. Somebody asked me the question. Rob asked me a question about why we were black. Ask me a question. He's trying. Rob's like, he's trying his best to be calm, make it seem like he's in a light mood, and he's hot.
Go Cyclones.
Ask me a question. Go ahead. If he had a hat, he'd pull it down, he'd tighten it. Go ahead. Rob, ask me a question about why we're black. Why we're black, Coach. Thanks for asking me the question. Good question. We don't care.
Which is a measured, correct response.
But okay, yeah.
But
okay.
But all you have to do is look at the facial expression. All you have to do is look at him, come back in, and go, "Hey, somebody asked me this question. Somebody needs to ask me this question." And the team wasn't even wearing black.
I don't care so much. I came back in.
It's never been about a color, but I come back in to answer the question about the color.
I love it. I saw a kid get in trouble the other day with his mom and dad. Okay, and the mom and dad are like, "Hey, we got a phone call, and they said that you and your friends were like making skid marks out on a driveway." And the kid's like, "No, what? No." And they're like, "You weren't doing that?" And he goes, "No, One of those things doesn't even make good skid marks.
Oh, you just gave it away.
That's the thing. I'm not mad. Who even cares about this thing? Ask me the question. Rob, ask me the question about why I wear black. Good question. I don't care.
Did you ever do that when a kid with your bike to see how good of a skid mark you can make?
Oh,
that
yes, absolutely.
That was the fun part.
Well, see, what we had to do it a different way, dude. We had to you had to go as fast as you could, hit the brake, and right. Only way to do a skid mark, you had to have some skill.
Yes,
some balls too.
And you needed a bike that had the brake on the pedals. It was hard to do. Oh
yeah, good point.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, because you had to. That's a great point. The handbrake was too. You couldn't do that.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that. So you had to have the right equipment. You had to have the right speed. Right. Oh man, these kids got a throttle. It's like those. They got a little throttle. They just sit there and they brake stand the thing.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Coach Hersom. Coach, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's up, Coach?
Oh, good morning, guys. Good weekend, obviously. Ross, you're going to get angry with me in a second. Or not angry, but you're going to question me. So
okay.
So I've said this over and over again. I don't care if Iowa State wears pink and mint green if they can consistently win 10 games a year or continue to win 10 games a year.
Yes.
Consistently win 8, 9, whatever. Doesn't matter. Matt Campbell's staff and Matt Campbell obviously are going to wear black all the time. Doesn't matter what color the unis they put on. So that's the color thing. I just want to take it back to, what do we say? Did we decide Gene Taylor is the guy? Gene Taylor, Brett Yormark, Jamie Pollard talking about the longest uninterrupted series in the history in college football currently, the longest interrupted series that the Big 12 is going to end next year. And the question was asked. And Brett Yormark gave a pathetic answer. Jamie Pollard passed, in my opinion, a pathetic answer. Gene Taylor actually said, I think we can get this done. I think we can do it. So I'll give that guy credit for that, because let's be honest, there's one thing that I can't stand about this world, and that's these stupid 16, 18 team conferences that are dumb. And all of a sudden you start to lose what is history.
Well,
that's the part, Ross, I know you'll get cross.
No. Actually, Coach, I totally agree with this.
There should be protected rivalries, and Kansas State and us should be a protected rivalry.
Those two words, protected rivalry. That's the thing that the Big Ten, I thought for a while, it almost seemed, Coach, like, I totally agree with what you're saying here, Coach. What I don't like is fake forced history and fake forced traditions or things that are just silly. Saying it's the longest
107 years isn't fake and forced.
Not at all, dude. That's the really cool stuff. Really cool. That is organic. That's the stuff that it happened because they were in a conference for a very long time. Those were absolutely the things that for a while during this transition in college football that really, if we look back on it, it's been happening for about 30 years. During this transition in college football for a long time, they understood that protected rivalries was a thing that they paid attention to and cared about. Now, again, some of them going away, I think that they went away and people quit noticing, right?
Nebraska, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Colorado.
There's a few of them, right?
Yes.
There's a few of them that go away and you go, oh, that didn't matter as much as we thought it was going to. I think if Army, Navy went away, that would be like, where is the Army, Navy game?
And the difference between Nebraska, Colorado, Nebraska, Oklahoma is they went into separate conferences. So it became, but if you're going to be in the same conference, the SEC with its new 9-game schedule said there's going to be 3 protected rivalries. The Big Ten has the protected rivalries. There's no reason that the Big 12 can't do the exact same thing. Iowa State and Kansas State should play every year. Just the proximity. You have the name behind the game, Farmageddon. I mean, it just makes sense. In 107 years, you're right.
I saw a tweet yesterday about Missouri. Who should Missouri's rivalries be? And I said, well, if we're being honest about it, it probably should be Illinois, Kansas, and Iowa State in the telephone trophy. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but who is Missouri's rivalry right now?
Okay, hold on. Help me out with this, Coach Herson, because I also got the telephone trophy.
Oh God, look it up.
See, I want you to tell me. I'll rabbit hole this if I need to, Coach. But this is this something that I should have been aware of?
They played a game, and back in the day, they didn't have wireless headsets and all that Bluetooth stuff. They had telephones in the sidelines that would talk to the coaches that were up in the booth. Well, the lines got crossed. So the Iowa State guys, I think, were talking to the Missouri coaches, and the Missouri coaches were talking to the Iowa State coaches. And so they had to shut the phone lines off. So there is a trophy, and it's got a history. It's a big trophy, and it's got a little yellow handle on one part to represent Missouri and a red handle. It's a telephone, like sitting on top of the telephone trophy.
So the Northwestern Bell Telephone Company of Ames made a trophy after the 1959 matchup. Just like Coach Hersom says, Travis, I don't remember. This is new to me, or at least it didn't ring a bell.
Trophies. But you got to remember, Iowa State wasn't very good during this time, so you kind of just didn't pay attention to it because it wasn't on TV all the time. But I do remember the telephone trophy, but not the history of it.
No, it's like the what are the Wisconsin and Michigan have the axe or something, and obviously the Floyd of Roy's tail. And I don't know, do they have anything with Iowa? Have any trophy with Nebraska? Or
yeah,
no?
the Heroes Trophy. But that's a manufactured fake trophy.
It's a corporate.
Yeah, and then
it's
of
a
course we
corporate.
have the Peter family Cornhawk one.
Coach. So there's one of the lines of distinction, right? If it's a corporate trophy forced upon game, I'm not interested in it. This one has an organic story. Now, obviously, Northwestern Bell jumped in and took the naming rights of it and saw an opportunity. But it started with an actual. So the 1959 game, Travis, just like Coach said, before the game, they were testing the on-field communication, and it turned out that the Iowa State and Missouri coaches could hear each other's coordinators through their lined telephones. Before the game started, the Northwestern Bell Company was called to the stadium. They were able to fix the problem, and the game was played with no interruption.
Coach, thanks for the phone call, buddy. Good hearing from you.
Yep, have a good one.
See, I was going to ask him about golf this weekend too, but
no, there's a lot of golf. But
we do that tomorrow too. We got so much, dude. Season, yeah, we are in football season. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
But it's Iowa State and Kansas State should play. Just like Iowa, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, and I like Iowa, Nebraska playing every year. Is the Heroes Trophy that great? But with just the border alone makes that game interesting. And where I sit, I've always wanted Iowa, Nebraska to play every single year.
And so I think that's what we're really doing here is just looking. We're not zooming out enough. Because take this logic and just kind of spread it out a little bit. Everybody thinks the same thing. Because basically what we all just said there was, who we should play are border schools.
Yes. We
should play the schools closest to us because that's what we used to do. And we got away from that.
515-517-2303. That's the number to call if you want to chime in like Coach Hersom did. Always love taking your phone calls on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Brendan Santone, sales manager at Willis Cadillac, here with you in August, getting ready for back to school time and state fair. They have all kinds of great specials going on this month. Quite a few lease specials. EVs still have the EV tax credit through the end of September. Have quite a few to pick from. IQs, Optics, Lyrics, and the all-new Vistic as well. Stop out and see us over on 100th Street in Clive, or visit us online at williscadillac.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Pump it up with Unleaded 88. It's grown by corn farmers right here in the state of Iowa. So pump it up with Unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. Of course, a lot of drama after the game between Iowa State and Kansas State. There was some good drama on the field. And Ross, we talked to Brett Bloom last Friday before the game, and he had mentioned how the winner of this game was really going to be in the driver's seat in the Big 12 Conference. Crazy to say after week one. But that's how big this game was. And Iowa State does what Iowa State does, and that is find a way to win close games. And Rocco Becht is a stud.
Dude, you called it. You said if this game comes down to a one-possession game, I'll take Rocco Becht. Like you said, like how many last-minute drives does he have that have won games? And somebody wrote in and said 5. He's done it 5 times already.
Yeah.
And this wasn't quite that like that, but played well. Played well enough. I mean, you look at that stat line, it's not great. Man, my headphones, I'm sorry. I keep reaching behind my back because my headphones like shorting out back there. I think I got to get a new extender. Sorry about that. You look at his stat line, Trav, he didn't play out of this world. I mean, I don't want to knock his play at all because he did everything that you want a quarterback to do. Kept plays alive, kept making plays. I mean, what else can I add to that? He stayed on his feet, avoided pressure.
Nails.
The offensive line was not great for most of the game. The offensive line was not great, and he didn't get hurt. Got sacked. Did you tell me four times?
Got sacked 4 times.
Probably could have been sacked 8. And keeps plays alive, keeps moving the ball, and wins the football game. And that's exactly what you were talking about last week with Rocco. So, fun game.
515-517-2303. Let's go up to Cherokee. That's where Jeff is. Jeff, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, Jeff?
Good morning, Ross and Travis. I was wondering what your take was on Kansas State quarterbacks father and brother fighting in the streets of Dublin.
We actually played the clip. We played the video earlier, Jeff, and in the show, but embarrassing, really embarrassing look.
You know, I mean, that in itself speaks a lot of the character of a person.
It will affect his draft thing. It will come back up again, Jeff. Because, man, all of this family stuff matters on a large scale. And this thing of not being able to control your emotions and fighting in public like this, not having a self-awareness of all that, those are things that are going to be brought up to him in every interview.
Right?
Right, unfortunately. Whether that you consider that fair or not, I happen to think it is fair. It might be indicative of something.
Yeah. Did you see the Rajay Davis, the MMA fighter, nearly kill the professional wrestler?
No. Rajay Davis. Rajay Davis was a baseball player.
Rajay Davis is a son of
Rampage Jackson.
MMA of the MMA Rampage Davis. It's a son. And he was at a professional wrestling event, stormed the ring, attacked the wrestler, put him in the hospital, nearly killed him. And the video clip is online. It is just something unreal.
Ross is checking it out right now.
Now, hold it. This was at a professional wrestling event, Jeff?
In Los Angeles, yes.
Okay.
Rajay Davis, he's 25 years old.
I know who. I loved Rampage. Loved him. I got a chance to interview Rampage, maybe my favorite interview of all time. I've watched this Rajay Jackson.
Yeah, it's his son.
I know who you're talking about, so I have not seen this clip, but before I even watch it, I'm telling you, be careful, because a lot of times with this professional wrestling stuff, man, we are on the entertainment bus. They're the ones driving it. So I'm watching the clip right now. This is definitely a part of the show. It's definitely a part of the show. Oh boy. It gets a little bit rough there.
Yeah, he hit him. He hit him.
And that's a part of it, but he hits him in the face 20 sometimes. I mean, he rapid fires on his jaw while the guy's unconscious.
At what point is the guy going, it's fake? It's fake.
The guy's unconscious. The guy's unconscious, so he can't. He's hit. I mean, there's no it's not fake punches. He picks the guy up and slams him. That's a part of the show.
It's not. And
I mean,
they had to have
Jeff. The rest of the clip is absolutely outside of the punches of him sitting on top of his face. The rest of that is absolutely a part of the show, where the rest of the guys jump in and hold him back and hold him against the corner of the ring, and and then one of them does come in and get in his ear and say, "Hey, man, you went way too far." And that's what's I'm watching the clip right now where they're all still trying. I mean, but it was definitely a part of the show that he was supposed to get in the ring, pick the guy up and slam him, and probably supposed to get on top of him and hit him a couple times. He hits him 20. What'd you say? 23 times?
Isn't that kind of like a trigger? If you're a fighter like that, is that a trigger?
That he just couldn't.
Jeff, thanks for the phone call.
Yeah.
Good
Thanks,
info
Jeff.
this morning,
I
man.
hadn't seen that, man. Thanks for pointing
you guys,
that out.
are my insulin. You guys are my insulin.
Thanks, Jeff. That means a lot,
Jeff.
man. Take care of Cherokee, buddy.
Yep. Thank you.
Wow, dude. Dude, man, the professional wrestling thing is just not
Not your cup of tea.
That's not my deal.
It's not my cup of tea either. I mean, it was when I was younger, but I grew out of it. Rampage Jackson has come out and said he's bothered by what he saw his son do. He should be.
Dude, I mean, Travis, you should watch this clip. You shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. It's aggressive. I don't get turned off by that very often. At some point I went, ooh. He's going way too far here.
Yeah, because when somebody's defenseless, even though it's like, okay,
somebody needs to step in because he's.
Let's go back to the Iowa State game. You know, Ross, they won 11 games last year. And how did they win 11 games last year? They won 11 games by winning close games and not beating themselves, right? I think one of the big stats from Saturday, when you look at Iowa State, one penalty.
Yeah.
One penalty for 5 yards. Kansas State was penalized, I think, 8 times.
Oh, wow. That's even more than I thought.
Yeah.
And big penalties, man.
And big penalties that really hurt drives.
Yeah. They had those. K-State had those like drive killers. They had, it seemed like
a couple holdings, couple false starts.
I almost said even their fumbles and mistakes like that were bigger. But man, Sama's fumble near the goal line seemed pretty big at the moment.
It did. You're like, that first drive stalls, you the fumbled punt, you're like, oh, they're going to stick it in right here, and then boom, right off the face mask. But they were able to recover from that. And it ended up being a wash on turnovers. Both had 2, but it's just the little things. I know it's game 1, but we mentioned how big this game is. When you're able to do those little things, and that's a state of mind, right? And I mean, let's go back to Nebraska and Scott Frost and even in Matt Rule. Look at the number of 1-score losses they have. It's the little things that either give you win or losses. Iowa State's able to do the little things, not get penalized, not to turn the ball over at the wrong time. 3 for 3 on 4th down. I'll take Rocco Becht on 4th down any day of the week. Then you don't play Hansen like the second and third quarters. You bring him in the fourth quarter with fresh legs, and he just runs all over the place. Just a Sherman tank.
I was wondering about that, man. He's obviously the starter, gets those first couple of carries, looking good. And I'm like, okay, they bring in Abu Sama. I think I love that change of pace for them. Even with the fumble, I still like that idea that you've got a couple of options back there and maybe even a third one with the Adele kid. But then you didn't see Hansen for a long time. And I thought, what the hell's going on? Is there an injury that we didn't see? Is there something happening? No, keep him fresh. And maybe that was the plan. Maybe it was just they were feeling something, or the playbook happened to roll towards some of those plays that kept him off the field or the ball out of his hands for a period of time. Not like they were avoiding him. I mean, he still had 15 carries. What did Hansen have? 16 for 71, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. So they weren't avoiding him by any stretch, but I do think that if that was the plan, good job. If it wasn't the plan, what a cool unintended consequence to have him that fresh in the fourth quarter, because that was nice.
So the expectations are set now. I mean, everybody, we would be foolish not to think that Iowa State's not in the driver's seat. And getting a win like that is huge. Now the hard part, you come back from a long trip and you get back yesterday, probably a little jet lag just from the adjustment, and you get ready for South Dakota. Iowa State's probably really happy they're playing South Dakota this weekend and not Iowa.
Listen, I think schedule-wise, after the win, winning cures a lot of things. Because if they would have lost this game, we would have a whole different conversation. But they didn't. They won. And now, as an Iowa State fan, you get to look at this and go, we not only have a big game under our belt, we've got that first game jitter thing that, everybody says you get better, you improve the most between week 1 and week 1 and week 2, week 0 and week 1.
I'm not calling it week 0. I refuse to call it week 0. All these morons that call it week 0, I'm just you're taking what the media wants you to say. It's not week 0. It was your first week of the season.
Don't be a sheep. Okay? Week 0, you're a sheep. I think if you're an Iowa State fan, there's so many benefits to take away from this. You got that big game out of your belt. You got the first game out of the way. And now you get another, not warm-up game. This is not, you can't look past these teams, but you get another game to get ready for the Iowa game. Iowa doesn't have that advantage. 2 of those 3 things do not happen for Iowa. They get 1 game. They get that first to second week improvement, but you're going to see it live against Iowa State. It's a huge advantage. And as an Iowa fan, I do see that. I look at that and go, I wish the Hawks could have something like that. Do I want them to have that? Would I want the Hawks to open the season against Wisconsin? We're both like,
but look at, you have Texas, Ohio State kicking off this week. Do you want a game like that in week number 1? You're like, it's great for college football. It's great for the fans.
Right. Great for us. I didn't ask that. I asked, do you want your team doing it? Not in Dublin. Because Iowa State fans right now are like, hell yeah, we wanted that. Hell yeah, this was a fun sign up. No. Like in Camp Randall, would you sign up for that? I don't think I'd want. I want the Hawks to have a couple of these warm up games, non-conference. Again, great advantages for Iowa State there. Great.
Now, you risk injury, but you bring up something that's been talked about sparingly in college football. Would you like to see a preseason in college football, like 2 games, 2 scrimmages? No.
Nope. Get ready and practice. No.
And the reason the NFL does that is that they got to get the rosters down to 53.
Exactly
you
right.
have to see what these guys are. Your roster's set.
And for the most part, the guys that have been playing for a while do not participate in the preseason. Sparingly. So again, it's more of a practice type of scenario until you get to those guys that are really fighting for roster positions. Dude, when was the last time you watched a preseason NFL game?
I didn't watch one this year. Didn't watch one.
I took the girls skating on Saturday night. Titans were on at the skating rink for a few seconds.
That doesn't even count. To me, if you're at a skating rink and you just glance up and watch a game, you're not really paying attention. To me, watching a game is sitting down, watching
knowing it's on,
and being committed to it.
Yeah, right. I'm with you. Taylor asked a really great question about the week 0 conversation. It's a fair question. How long until there's a week -1?
It's a good question.
If there's only 1 game. What if last week, remember that year that Grandview and Drake played to start the college football season?
Yeah, we lost the Panda.
Yeah. Somebody stole the Panda.
Furries.
We think it
freaks.
We think we know who. I think we know who. Anyway, it's in Miami. That's a good question, Taylor. How long until the vortex sucks us all in and we're at week -1? Well, there's only 1 game, and next week there's only 4. We can't call it week 1 so this is week -1. Yeah. You're right. And then people will be online going, oh, this is the best week -1 game I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm watching the ESPN pregame show before the Iowa State game, and all week 0 of college football. I'm like, stop it! Stop with your stupid rhetoric.
There's this thing of like 0 isn't even a number. You know that 0 isn't even a number.
It's nothing.
It's the absence of a number. It's like black isn't really a color. Black is the absence of color. And so 0 is not a number. That always bothered me when it was like foul on number 00. That's not a number. It's a thing. You can say foul on 00. It's an idea. It's a placeholder. Sam, it's an integer.
Who would have thought the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive, would be such deep thinkers when we start breaking down black is not a color and 0 is not a number?
When I was a PA announcer, I would never say the number 0. Never said those two words back to back.
What'd you say?
0.
Oh, you wouldn't say...
I wouldn't say number. I would say, starting at point guard, number 5, Travis Justice. Starting center, 0, Ross Peterson.
And he runs out. Did he just call me a 0? Did
no,
he just call me
I
a 0?
You a 0. I'm referencing the jersey the same way I just did with number 5. But you're not wearing a number. You decided to wear an idea. Like tomorrow's guest, Terrence Howard. Do you know who Terrence Howard is?
Why do I know that name?
He's the actor who I think did a lot of drugs and now believes himself to be a mathematical genius on par with like Aristotle. And Charlie's right. That's the other one. Foul on absence of a number, Ross Peterson.
Never thought that black wasn't a color. Now this is gonna haunt me all day long. Black's not a color, but I wear a black shirt.
Yeah, it's right. You start to think about it. Your brain goes, "Wow, this is fuzzy. This is cool." Week 0. I love it, Tyler or whoever that was. Week -1. We could start it. We could start it and it would take off. This is a fun one. Sorry to rabbit hole and do this for my brain. You know, if somebody makes a mistake and they go, "Oh, my bad." You've heard that. You've heard that for 25, 30 years. Yeah.
My bad. Yeah. My bad. Tap the chest. My bad.
Do you know that we know, like the high five, we know exactly where that phrase came from? It's a really fun story. It's Manute Bol. Manute Bol starts to play for the Golden State Warriors in the late 70s, early 80s. And he's struggling with the English language. And when he makes mistakes, he has learned the phrase, instead of saying, "my fault," "my bad." His Golden State Warrior teammates love it. As soon as he starts saying it, it catches on. They all start kind of saying it on the team. It not only catches on there, some of the guys get traded. It gets through NBA locker rooms. It permeates NBA culture. It permeates basketball culture. It gets into our common lexicon. And now we all say phrases like "my bad" because of Manute Bol.
Thank you, Manute Bol. God rest your soul.
Sam says, "Are you sure it wasn't Mutombo?"
515-517-2303. We'll take a break. Come back with hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, 0 sugar, 0 caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
At Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, we know that the only way to do business is the fair way. That means honest quotes, no surprises, and work that speaks for itself. From the first sketch to the final sweep, we keep you in the loop because communication builds trust, and trust builds beautiful spaces. Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, fair, skilled, thorough. Just the way it should be.
Summer break is winding down and school is starting. Done on the drop-off line this year with a new Chevy from Willis Chevy. For the month of August, you get 0% financing on select TurboMax, Silverado 1500 trucks. And if an SUV is more your speed, you can take advantage of $299-month lease on the incredible 2025 Chevy Equinox. Get your back-to-school shopping done right at Willis Chevy in Granger, just 15 miles north of the metro. Stop into our showroom or visit us online at willischevy.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbox to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Monday, everybody. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com and the Rush Radio Android app and the TuneIn app, good to have you joining us this morning. For all of you watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and, of course, start leaving your comments in the comment section. And you can follow us on X. Just search at Rush Mornings, Facebook, The Rush with Travis and Ross, and on Instagram, The Rush Radio Show. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. We want you to join us this college football season in the Rush Radio Show Roster Baiters College Football Pick'em League. That's right. We have a pool out there right now. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube and Facebook, I just posted the link in the comment section. If you haven't signed up yet, please do so. We had a great number of people sign up during the weekend. I think we're over 100 people in the league now, which is super, super cool. And just to let you know, the picks start on Thursday because we got a Thursday night game between Nebraska and Cincinnati. That's one of the first games, so you're going to have your picks in by Thursday. But we're going to make a hard push to get people signed up over the next several days and have fun. Ross, I noticed you haven't signed up yet. I hope you do sign up. I had to sign up because I started the league, but it would only be fitting that you would be in there. You know, you got to be part of the roster baiters.
All right, I'll do it. You're gonna have to send me weekly reminders to do it. This is why I don't do fantasy football. It's why I quit doing fantasy baseball. I forget. It'll be Ross. It'll be Saturday morning at 10:15. You're gonna send me a text. Go, have you done your picks?
Well, here's the deal. I'm going to be talking about it probably on a daily basis, especially if we get a sponsor for said pick and pool to say, get your picks in, get your picks in, get your picks in. I may still have to call you and say, did you get your picks in? Oh, shoot. Now, the only thing this doesn't, it had a place to where me as the commissioner, because I started, if somebody didn't make their picks, it would remind me and I could go make their picks for them. And
that'd be awful.
I wish there was like an automated thing. Like if you didn't make the picks, it just went with like the favorites or whatever.
Yeah, or you could do it several weeks in advance. Like if I go in now and just pick them all.
Ross, just do automatic. We're going to play the whole season right now.
There should be. Remember when you used to have like in early versions of Garmin? What were those things called? TomTom Go.
Yes.
And you could do. There were like also like if you picked a destination. If I were going to drive to Travis's house, it would be like, do you want to take the fastest route? Do you want to take the route with the least turns? Do you want to take the most scenic route, or do you want to take the most adventurous route? And you could like select from your different routes, right? I feel like something like that should exist. You get to pick which thing you want to do. If you want, do you want to do it so you could do it like, do you want it to automatically select the higher ranked team? Sure. Do you want to do it where which would be the toughest live mascot? Yeah. You just want to pick by color. You just want to be random. You should have all these different options. But I like the one of toughest live mascot wins.
Hey, I want to tell you about an event coming up on September 16th. You need to get mark your calendar now. And because this is a big deal. It is Tuesday, September 16th from 4:45 to 7:30 at night. It is the 2025 Willis Automotive New Car Show.
Dude.
Ross's eyes lit up. And
I did not know the date of this. We have talked about this. Dude, this is a super cool thing that happens. We should have Jason on sometime to kind of tell us.
We could have Jason or Josh on, either one of them. But this is a production. We're talking we're talking live music. We're talking games, fun, and you get to see maybe some booze,
some drinks, sir. So Jason, I should let him tell this story, but the way that he painted this picture one day for me about how when he was a kid and his dad, Rich Willis, was working for a dealership downtown, there wasn't an internet. There was no way for them to launch new cars like they do now. Now there's obviously everything is available for you on X and Facebook and all that. But back then what they used to do was they would literally go down and cover the showroom glass in newspaper. Then under the cover of darkness, they would wheel the new cars into the showroom, and then people would gather outside of the glass, and then the dealers would go in and pull down the newspaper and unveil the brand new cars. So this is kind of an homage to that. So obviously the new cars, you have an idea of what they are. You might not get it. You obviously don't get a chance to look at them and touch them and feel them and see inside of them. This is an opportunity to do some of that. And it's kind of a customer appreciation event.
Absolutely.
Describe it. I don't want to say it that way, but it's the way they describe it is that way. You're welcome to come out, look around, check out the dealership, check out the brand new cars that are rolling onto the showroom, which are sweet.
And several different brands, but we're giving you plenty of notice now. We're giving you almost 3 weeks notice. September 16th, 4:45 to 7:30 at Willis Automotive. You get to see those new cars and have a lot of fun. And it's just not walking a car lot. Like I said, music, games, fun, sit and relax. So we'll talk more about that, and we'll hopefully hear from Jason Willis before that comes up. 515-517-2303. Of course, Cyclones win over the weekend. That means we hear from the one and only Derek in New Sharon.
Of course.
Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. What's up, Derek?
It is one hell of a Monday morning, I tell you, fellas. We played a C- ball game, and we still get a win.
That's fair. Listen, I think that's maybe a tad bit harsh with the C-, but that was a sloppy football game. A lot of reasons why there, Derek, right? I mean, it's your first game of the season. You're playing on the road with all these other circumstances. You've got rain. You're playing against a good opponent in that opening season. I think there's a lot of factors that contribute to it not being a perfect game or kind of being an ugly game for a period of time. I think C- might be a little harsh on it, though.
All right, well, I'm going on the defense, the two busted up plays he didn't cover over the top.
Yeah, secondary
those two touchdowns right there should not have.
Yeah, secondary had some problems.
Go ahead.
I was just sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, buddy. I was just saying secondary did have some problems. But what did you think of the linebackers and the defensive line?
Linebackers were good. Can't tell much of the defensive line because we always rush 3. I really don't like it, but it seems to be working out throughout the years. Had a bunch of drop balls, could not run. I don't care if I ever see Sama on the field ever again. Our third stringer's got to be better than him. And I don't know where Carson Hansen was from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. I never seen it.
Did you like
out there?
Yeah, but Derek, I wondered that too. Around the third quarter, I wondered where he had been, and then the fourth quarter, he came out and he had those fresh legs, and it kind of made sense. I do like Sama. I know he's fumbled the ball. He's had some fumbling issues, but I like that idea that you've got a couple of backs back there that allow Hansen's legs to be that fresh in the fourth quarter against an opponent like K-State. That was a huge advantage.
I don't know where we got these receivers at, but boy, he was dropping dimes right to them, and they were catching it. That was nice to see.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still not Nolan Higgins, but you have to leave that game going. We're sitting pretty good, 100%.
Yeah, I would think so. I'm a little worried about this game with that travel lag and day off, and but whatever.
And a good opponent.
You know, I am not getting off here with getting on the Hawks. Hey, bud. Now, when Albany comes to town, are they going to play by Albany rules, 8-man football, or are they actually playing 11-man? That's what I want to know.
It's kind of like in baseball when there used to be the designated hitter rule. You play by the home team's rules, Derek. So they're going to have to step up. They're going to. I think I've heard they've recruited a couple of kids from their Olympic rowing team to come out and be a part. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I heard they scrimmaged Southeast Polk last weekend, and Southeast Polk beat them. But that's all I know. I just check it. But hey, it don't matter. According to the knotheads on the radio, Jesus Christ has come back, and it's Mark Gronowski. I think this guy, you might as well sign him up for the Heisman right now. I should have Buddy bet on that. He's dang Heisman. He's got to be winning the Heisman.
Probably get good odds now. Get the good odds now before they go crazy.
Hey, all right. You guys have a great rest of your week. Derek. And I might check in Friday to give you a pregame of the South Dakota Coyotes. Or is it the Coyotes? Yeah, I think it is.
It is. It's the South Dakota State Jackrabbits and the South Dakota Coyotes. Do you say Coyotes or do you say Coyotes, Ross?
I say Coyotes. But I think you're supposed to say coyotes. But you're also supposed to say bison, and it's bison. Thanks, Derek. Talk to you soon, bud. Go run a company.
Or run a forklift.
Well, that's how you run a company.
Oh, okay.
You think that company runs itself? C minus. I do think C minus is a harsh grade for that. There are a lot of reasons that you can knock it down to like that C plus range. Certainly, it was not a perfect game, but man, again, you got to run it through several of those factors. Number one being you played against a really good opponent.
Yeah.
Opening game of the season. Compound that with all the travel and the stuff that goes into playing this game in Dublin. And you got to be really happy with getting out there with the W and winning the way you did.
The only thing that was weird about that game, well, there's a lot of things weird. But, Ross, the field conditions were horrible. You had rain, and then you had sun, and then you had rain. You had paint that wasn't sticking to the field. I mean, basically, the hash marks were gone, the line. And at the beginning of the game, because it was a Kansas State home game, so they flew all of their pregame stuff over. Did you notice how long the pyrotechnics smoke stayed around? It was like a haze the first quarter and a half.
I just thought that was Ireland.
Ross like, look how hazy it is in Ireland. Wow.
Yeah. When I watch soccer games, this is what it looks like. Their cameras suck.
No, it was the pregame smoke.
So, do you think that is, Travis? Because again, it's got to be like this the design of those stadiums, that there's not a lot of air movement cutting across, or there's got to be something like that because it did linger. Get it? Linger, the Cranberries, they're from Ireland.
Look at you.
I think they're from Northern Ireland.
Oh, so they're part of the UK.
Well, that's why they're
Belfast crew.
That's why the songs. I mean, they're from Northern Ireland with their bombs and their guns and their bombs
and their guns and their bombs and their guns in your head. Sorry, I can't sing, but I do like the Cranberries.
I do too.
Yeah, good group. Ross, did you see what Shiloh Sanders did over the weekend?
I didn't. I think I heard about this. Right? He got cut? Right?
Well, he got cut, but he did himself no favors. And if you're on, this is where I question whether Shiloh Sanders is going to be, even picked up by another team. And in that you're in your final preseason game, you're on the cusp. You're on the cusp. And when you're a rookie, what's going to happen? You have other members that are fighting for a job. They want to show they go the extra mile. Now, he is aggressively blocked. Aggressively. But it's not a penalty. It's just play's still going. They're going. And this is against the Giants. Play gets done. He doesn't like it. He throws a punch. Because he's not happy about it. Dude, you're a rookie. You're a rookie. You're on the cusp. What can't you do in the National Football League? You can't throw a punch. I like what Mike says. Shiloh effed around and found out.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles afterwards said that's not acceptable. They'll talk to him about it. And what it was, hey, you can't throw a punch. And by the way, you're no longer on this team.
Yeah. And that might have hurt your chances of getting on any other team.
Yeah. Here in the National Football League, they don't care that your daddy's Deion Sanders. They don't. What they care about is, can you contribute and can you help them win games? If you can't do that, then they're not going to have much time for you. And then if you're on the cusp and if you have to make a decision between a player, it's going to be the one probably doesn't throw a punch. And
and I think Austin's onto something in the chat here that my instinct tells me that this is an entitlement issue. That my knee-jerk reaction to you're struggling, you're fighting for that job. I mean, Travis, the way that you laid that out, the mental place that you're able to put yourself in of being in Shiloh Sanders' position. You are fighting for this position with this guy. Literally in that moment, he's blocking you aggressively. You don't like it. You already know you're on the cusp, and now you're being shown up. But I think that the reaction comes from that you've never had to deal with this sort of adversity before. You've never been the guy on the bottom with your head in the puddle in Dublin. You've never been the guy on the bottom, and you don't know how to react to it. And so your reaction is to lash out when you can't control it. Mike, I like that. Deion is the LeVar Ball of NFL dads. Here, this is why I like what Mike says there. High-profile dads rarely help you out. Arch Manning was able to help the Peyton and Eli out. No doubt about that. Landed in exactly the right position. He knew the game and did that. The high-profile dad, and Deion and LeVar Ball are different because LeVar Ball sucked and was just a look at me.
Yes.
Deion is, in my mind, Deion's out there proving it constantly. He's still a look at me dad. But I think that had to be part of the Shiloh Sanders math, where they look at it and go, man, if we don't play this guy, we're going to get trashed on ESPN. If we put this guy on our team, how much more garbage do we have to deal with that we don't want to deal with? And all of those things contribute into that thing that we're talking about of he's on the cusp. Will he behave? And then you throw a punch. That was easy.
And you live in the shadow of your brother anyway, right? I mean,
that's a good point. And your dad. So
yeah, Michael Jordan wasn't able to help his son be an NBA basketball player.
High-profile dads rarely help.
Do we see it more in baseball than anything else? Don't we're seeing it. I mean, let's use Rocco Beck as an example. High-profile dad.
Do we see what in baseball? I want to be clear here. Do we see what
where dads help? When we say by help, you're meaning like Arch Manning was able to be kind of that figure to lead them in the right direction.
Manipulated the system to make sure that his kids ended up in the right position because he knew, well, that thing that we've all talked about with quarterbacks, it's all about fit. They're all really good. They can all sling a football. They can all read a defense and hand off a ball. You got to have all the parts around you to be really successful. And he laid it out for him for those kids perfectly.
JT on the chat, I don't know if I agree with this. He says, Coach Prime is a horrible role model, but society wants more people like him. Listen, Coach Prime, just hear me out. He's flamboyant. He talks a lot, yes. But I do think he asks a lot from his players. Ross, he just put a dress code in for his players to go to class. They can't be wearing flip-flops or slides. They have to look presentable. You don't get to wear like gym shorts. You don't get to sit in the back row. It's mandatory that they sit somewhere close. So is that a horrible role model? I don't think it is. We look at his flash and automatically assume that he's a bad role model. I think he demands a lot of accountability from his play. I could be wrong, but
no pedestals. Okay.
Yeah, for anybody.
This is important. You don't have to choose black or white. You don't have to choose, is this guy good or bad? He's both. Like, brace for it, all of us. Like every single human. There's parts of Deion that I think are great, like the stuff that you laid out, and there are parts of it that I look at and I go, I wouldn't want my son to act like Deion Sanders in a lot of ways. I think that a lot of Deion's alter ego, maybe just ego, is a protection against something. I mean, I don't know his childhood, but I'm guessing that there's something in his childhood that made him go, I need to protect Deion, so I'm going to make neon. And so I don't, like, I root for the guy. I root for the guy. Do I like everything he does? Absolutely not. Do I like everything he says? No. I think it's funny sometimes and entertaining. Yeah. And I do think that sometimes that's the point. Like when he went in and told those kids, pack your luggage because I'm bringing my own and it's Louis. That's for entertainment.
But there was some truth to it too, because a lot of them had to go. Right. I mean, he was just by. Now, I would agree with JT when he says, but he goes after media. When he went after Sean Keeler, I thought unnecessary. You're picking the wrong fight.
Yeah,
but again, everybody does this. Yeah. I mean, how many times do we talk about Bob Knight? Bob Knight, you know how many people still, and I'm probably following, I'd want my kid to play for Bob. Did Bob Knight have flaws? 100%. Could Bob Knight help kids out and you have a lot of people who played for him say good things? Absolutely. Do we think Matt Campbell has good and bad? Probably. Kirk Ferentz good and bad? Yes. That's being human. Some are just more out there about it. Deion Sanders not afraid to put himself out there and do that. I wouldn't call him a bad role model.
I wouldn't either. I would not. I don't know enough to, and I don't think that any of us have enough knowledge to say something like that. I don't know, because dude, even with Kirk Ferentz and Matt Campbell, we know 2%. We know 2%, maybe 5% of what we would really need to know to make a judgment about their personalities.
While Shiloh Sanders gets cut, Shedeur Sanders appears to have landed a spot with the Cleveland Browns. Some people are maybe a little surprised by this. He had a horrible preseason game in the final one. He actually got pulled, and that's where they brought in Tyler Huntley to lead the team on a touchdown drive. They cut Huntley, who's a veteran, in order to keep 4 quarterbacks on the roster, which is an absurd amount for an NFL team. But I don't think the Browns are secure with who's going to be quarterback. Joe Flacco is going to be your quarterback, the starter.
Who are the 4 that are on the roster? Do you know?
It's, Pickens, Sanders, Flacco, and Watson's still out there somewhere, right?
That's what I was wondering if that was one of the 4.
But he's still hurt from the Achilles injury. And there's talk of, do the Browns go after another quarterback in next year's draft?
What a nightmare. What a nightmare. No, dude, you're not including Deshaun Watson.
So you got Pickens, Flacco, Sanders,
Flacco's named
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel, right? Yes.
And Watson, and you got a 5th that's on the unable to perform list. Who's your highest paid quarterback? I don't know if I'm not a fantasy guy. I don't think Ross in my lifetime, I've seen a more messed up quarterback situation than I've seen with the Cleveland Browns.
You would only have to look back at the Browns to find a more messed up quarterback situation. Travis, you've seen the picture of that Browns fan who has the jersey? You've seen this jersey, right?
I don't know if I have or not.
It's unreal. It's you have to like fact check it when you first see it. It's a picture of a jersey that a guy bought, when it was like Tim Couch had been drafted or whatever it was. And then they cut Tim Couch and they brought in whoever it was. And so the dude just crossed out Couch and put the next name underneath it. And then he kept doing that for the Browns quarterbacks, continued to do it. It is unreal. You have to fact check it. There's like 30 names on it. And the guy just kept crossing out names and writing the next player's name.
I mean, when's the last consistent quarterback the Browns had? Bernie Kosar? Brian Sipe?
Brian Sipe.
Took him to the playoffs. I'm showing my age there.
I mean, Baker?
But
or not Baker. Not Baker.
But he was there.
Yeah, maybe. That's a stretch.
It's a huge stretch. It's like a gypsy curse. When they brought in Deshaun Watson, it like cursed that program.
It's been cursed long before that. That was the Deshaun Watson thing was like, I mean, just more proof in the pudding. They've been the most dysfunctional professional franchise that, I mean, even the Clippers got it right for a while. Like, name a franchise that's more of a laughingstock, more of a doormat in their league. They just can't get out of their own way, man. It's just been one bad.
And you know what they want? A new stadium. Stadium.
You froze up on me, Trav. Oh, there you are. There you are. Got you back.
They want a new stadium.
Why not? Everybody does. If you build it, they will come. If we build a new stadium, then we get the free agents. If we get the free agents, then we win the games. If we win the games, the fans show up. It's a very simple math. Build us the new stadium.
515-517-2303. We'll take a break. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's $25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's $25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's $25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge. I love working with guests because I'm a people person. I love helping solve issues.
I like working with guests. Is the little conversations you have back and forth prior to what you recommend. People from other parts of the United States,
All the guests are super nice. They're very friendly.
Just meeting new people along the way. I think it's kind of fun.
My favorite part working about Willis is the environment. I love all my coworkers.
The cars we see here, I'm a very, I like the old vintage cars that we get.
Honestly, I just love the culture here. I love that it feels like it's a family-run company, because it is.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hey, it's Marion with Willis Volvo Cars. With all those miles you put on your car over the summer and any last-minute road trips you have before school starts, your car might be ready for maintenance. Come on down to get an alignment for $179.95 and $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Just a quick reminder, fall is right around the corner. Good time to do a landscape or hardscape project. Go check out our friends at Midwest Landscape and Hardscapes. Supporter of the good to have them on board. And as always, get the yard ready, and you'll be ready to go when spring comes around. All right, Ross sent me this Tim Couch jersey thing, and if you would have told me that Detmer was after, I would have been like, Detmer came before. He's run out of room.
There, now I'm back. Sorry about that. I muted my own mic there so I could talk to Eli. He's getting ready to go to school for the first day. It's the guy's run out of room. You can see it's like turned into, somebody wrote, it looks more like a cape. It's been a running joke around Cleveland for a long time.
I mean, look how back since Denzel. I mean, there's
a ton. Crazy. It's just it's a shocking amount. And so that's why it's like the Deshaun Watson thing was not, that was just a drop in the bucket. And I think for a lot of people, they saw that and went, oh my gosh. I, for a moment, did think they've got to know something somebody else in the league doesn't. They've got to. They're the only team that not only wanted the dude, but then went out and offered him that insane contract. Guaranteed money. Everybody in the league's avoiding the guy like he's got the plague, and you're racing towards him with arms wide open. And I was dumb enough to go, they've got to know something. They've got to, because nobody'd be this dumb, right?
When you get desperate, you start doing dumb things.
Dude, toss any coin. You'll toss every lucky coin you've ever had.
And I'm not going to say it because we could find something worse, but I think in my lifetime, worst contract that's ever been distributed in professional sports.
That's fair. I mean, that'd be a fun conversation, because I guarantee we'd have some folks that are listening that could fire up some ideas. First one that pops into my head. Do you remember the Yankees getting Hideki Arabu?
Vaguely.
And it was like Steinbrenner's coup de grace, man. He landed the Japanese Cy Young. This guy was going to come in and be bump bump down.
Yeah, he didn't get Shohei Ohtani.
No, he didn't. No. They thought they got the great guy, and he came in and he was just a turd. That would be a fun one. Travis, that would be a fun summer conversation for next year. We'll maybe start to create our summer list for next year of like those crazy contracts. Yankees had one with Kevin Brown, a pitcher, and part of his deal was like he didn't have to fly with the rest of the team.
Yeah, that's good for chemistry.
Yeah, right.
That's good for camaraderie.
Yeah, Barry Bonds had his own recliner. Remember, like that was one of the things in Bonds' contract. He could kick guys out of a recliner in the club.
Yo, dude, get out. I got to kick back on the lazy boy.
Anyway, the Deshaun Watson one is alarming looking back on it because of all the context of the stuff. The fact that no other team was fighting for the guy. The fact that every other team was not only that, they were leery of him. There's all sorts of this public backlash, and the Browns were like, "Oh no. You don't understand. You don't understand. We got this. Watch." And then it all played out exactly the way everybody thought it was going to. He's a turd.
And take away the personal stuff, he's just not a performing quarterback. And you can say there's a lot of other issues that happen with the Browns. That's fair. But at the end of the day, he performed.
Travis, this is why the teams dive into your personal life so much, because this stuff matters. When you have this level of distraction, you can't perform. The stress causes other issues in your body. Remember the name Addison Russell?
Yeah.
He was a shortstop for the Cubs during the World Series. Kid was a superstar. Found out he was beating up a girlfriend, wasn't it? Something like that. Didn't he get accused? I shouldn't have said that because I don't know. He got accused of something like that. That was enough of a distraction that it derailed his career. But okay, nobody wants to do with you. And not only does nobody want to be with you, you can't perform anymore because you're dealing with it all up here. Deshaun Watson, and that's Shiloh Sanders. This is what's going to unfortunately be brought up to our initial conversation with Avery Johnson. Some team is going to sit down with him before a draft and say, "Hey, we want to show you a video of your dad and your brother in a street fight in Dublin where your dad's holding your brother's head in a puddle."
Now, we know it's not you, but are we going to have to deal with this if we bring you in?
That's what and it's a fair question. We're going to invest millions of dollars in you and put the franchise's tag on you. And Deshaun Watson. I mean, again, we're gonna do this thing where we're gonna pay you a lot of money and make you the face of the franchise. Are you sure you're up for this?
Major League Baseball made an announcement yesterday. The Field of Dreams game is coming back to the state of Iowa, Ross, in 2026. We're going to find out the date of said game tomorrow when Major League Baseball schedules are announced. But the Field of Dreams game is coming back. Of course, the first one was in 2021 between the Yankees and the White Sox. You had the Cubs in 2022. Took 3 years off. Back in 2026 with the Twins and the Phillies. Does that move the needle for you?
No.
To me, if you're going to play this game, it should be the Cubs White Sox. That would be ideal. That would be
I have no problem with the White Sox being a part of it every year. I think that would be a cool thing to do. And I hate these forced traditions and things like that, but at least that's a tie. At least that's a tie back to the movie. I get it. You're bringing it. You want to bring in the local teams. And being in Dyersville, Iowa, as we all know, you are in the heart of about 6 different major league teams there. You can bring in the White Sox and the Cubs and the Brewers and the Twins and the Royals and the Cardinals, and you're going to draw fans from just having that team. So you can do one of those and now the Phillies. So that's what we're going to think. That's going to be the rotation, right? We're going to get one of those local teams and.
So the Royals are next. The Royals will be
might be, or it could be. So I think if you're going to get an And the Phillies aren't a bad and.
No.
Get Bryce Harper here. He's one of the superstars of baseball. Great question from Tyler. Will the Twins even have 9 players? Have you seen this story, Travis?
I have not.
Wild. I got another one. I got another rabbit hole because we're gonna finish up on the Browns thing quickly too. All right. Twins signed players for 2026. This story is shocking. The Twins have 4 players on their roster for 2026.
You mean their current roster? I mean,
the Twins right now have 4 players signed for next year.
How does that happen?
Harrison Bader signed a 1-year deal with a 2026 mutual option in February of 25. Byron Buxton is expected to be healthy for the season and a key part of the outfield. Matt Wallner, Trevor Larnach. There's probables. They got rid of everybody, dude. They got rid of all the. So, funny question, Tyler. That's a good question. Will they have 9 players? They're gonna. It might be the first time they literally hope ghosts walk out of the outfield to finish the.
Back to the Field of Dreams game. Major League Baseball has experimented with this. A couple years ago, they played a Major League Baseball game the night before the College World Series, which was really cool. They brought a Major League game into Charles Schwab Stadium, played one before the College World Series. They've done the Field of Dreams game. What they did the Bristol game this year with Atlanta. I mean, I like these, but it has to be natural. I like the Field of Dreams game because there's a little nostalgia about it. It brings tourism to Iowa, so we like that. But does this stuff run its course? I mean, the cool thing about NHL when they play an outdoor game, I mean, it's like old time hockey. I don't know if it adds to it or not.
I liked the Bristol thing. I think it's neat, just like the game in Dublin. It's an interesting look. It doesn't affect me where the game is played. It's the only thing that's different to me is some interesting scenery and the broadcast and the things that they show you around the stadium things. Are you seeing in the chat, dude? Because Joe Knapp wrote in and said, I think Bader is gone as well. And Jeff confirms Harrison Bader's been traded to the Phillies. The Twins have 3 dudes. It's going to be like when the king in his court used to show up. Remember the king in his court?
Feiner, right? What was?
Oh, Eddie Feiner?
Eddie Feiner.
For people that don't know, this dude was a fast pitch softball wizard. He could strike out anybody. And they did a traveling show, right?
Yes.
He would show up with like 2 or 3 guys. And he would say, all right, my 4 guys will play your town all-star team. Get the best 15 guys you have at fast pitch softball, bring them over to the Savage Complex, and Eddie Feiner is going to strike them out from second base. Like, oh, stop. And the dude would do it.
There's got to be some YouTube videos of this.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
The king and his court.
If I'm not mistaken, I think there was a time, because this was when I was a kid, and I'm old, like they were sponsored by Budweiser because it was the king and his court, and it was like,
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes it, dude. What a time. What a time. So that's what the Twins are going to be next year. I don't think they'll have the same success.
They don't even have fans going to games now. Fans are like, who are we going to watch next year?
Might be a spectacle worth watching when the Yankees are able to put up 73 runs in the second inning.
This may get you around to the Browns, but I did want to bring up the Field of Dreams game is coming back. The Vikings have unloaded a quarterback. Sam Howell has been traded to Philly. And in return, they get a 2026 5th round, 2027 7th pick. Philly gets a 2026 6th round pick, and they signed Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz at 32 is still going, Ross. He was getting no bites after the season. He was a backup for Patrick Mahomes at Kansas City last year. And he's coming in to start the season basically cold with Minnesota and will back up J.J. McCarthy. Crazy.
Dude, quarterback is just a strange. It's not what we think it is. What the NFL teams are looking for is not what we think it is. And it's certainly not what we would be looking at when we do like fantasy football, or if you're building your Madden video game team. You're looking for the youngest, most athletic, fastest, throw the farthest. It's almost like how coaches, once you're an NBA coach, you never get fired. You just get moved to a different team.
Well, how many radio people have we seen just get moved around?
That's a good point.
I worked in New York. Yeah, you're in Joplin, Missouri now. What does that mean?
But quarterback, like there's constantly new dudes that should be able to do that job, but can't. The Browns have a cape full of names of guys that were capable, really good quarterbacks, failed.
I don't know if I've heard of some of those quarterbacks that were on that guys.
It takes a minute. You have to look at the name and like think about who is that. And then you got a guy. I mean, again, Carson Wentz only 32 years old. Tyler, I'm glad you looked it up. It's not like he's ancient. We're not talking about Carson Palmer.
No, I said he was 32, and he goes, he's only 32?
Oh, right. That's how I felt. 32. Thought at 42. System, not talent. Austin's absolutely right. Same conversation we were having with the Mannings.
Brock Purdy.
Arch knew it. Oh, you did see why you gotta say Brock Purdy. Now it's gonna start that whole man.
No, but he's got, when you combine talent with the system,
yes,
then you've hit.
That's how you nice backpedal there. I like.
So
that.
I don't want to say it's just the system.
Not these guys. You got to be talented.
You got to be talented.
Kurt Warner. Wasn't Kurt Warner a great example of the Brock Purdy thing?
He talent, but he got in the right system with Mike Martz.
Yeah, you're able to throw it up to Torrey Holt. You got Marshall Faulk. Was it Marshall Faulk that he had at St. Louis?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay. All right. Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk. Who was the other receiver that he had that was crazy fast? That year that they were the greatest show on turf. Remember the name? I can't. Be fun to. Yeah. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up for you.
All right. While you're doing that, I want to Isaac Bruce. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
While you guys are doing that, while you did that, I want to take you back to our Cleveland Browns.
Browns was there too, and Azir Hakim.
Hakim. While we go back to the Browns conversation real quickly, we laugh about what a horrible franchise that is. Just absolutely laughable. Ha, ha, ha. They suck. They'll always suck. They're the worst. I don't even know how I stumbled onto this, just Googling about the Browns. You know what the Browns are worth?
Let's say the Browns are worth $3 billion.
$5.15 billion. Okay? Well, they're the worst franchise in the NFL. Right? Where do they rank of the 30 NFL franchises? Where do they rank?
I'm just guessing here. I don't know your answer. I'm going to say the 30, they're ranked 18th.
19th. Good call. Very good guess. The team that can't win, the team that makes the worst contracts, the team that we all laugh at, the team whose own fans don't like them, is the 19th most valuable franchise. It ain't about winning.
Now you've got me curious on what the least valuable franchise.
I got it. I've got it.
Is it the Buffalo Bills?
It is the Buffalo Bills. It ain't about winning.
It's about market size. When it comes to value,
it's about getting the city to build you a stadium. If you can get the city to build you a stadium, man, then think about that. Now you've got this huge asset. You don't have to win. Winning's for the chumps. Winning is for the idiots in the stands. That's just so weird to me. The franchise that we all just laughed at. We just spent 10 minutes talking about how unbelievably crappy they are. On and off the field. On and off. They don't win on the field. They're a laughingstock off the field. Ha, 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 the Cleveland Browns. $5 billion. When the owners get together, they're in the middle. They aren't the laughingstock in the owner room, where the things really matter, where the nuts and bolts and the commas get counted. They're not the laughingstock there. They sit in the middle table. The Buffalo Bills, the team that wins. These idiots.
And is getting a new stadium, by the way. So maybe their value will go up.
Maybe their value will go up. They'll finally start playing the game the right way and quit worrying about winning.
We don't need to win now.
Need to win?
We're like the Cubs of the NFL. We've got the Bills Mafia. They're going to show up regardless. There's nothing else to do in Buffalo.
Want to go the other direction? Because, it's not market size. Green Bay is 13th. The Green Bay Packers are the 13th most valuable franchise. Ahead of them at number 10 is a team that they've dominated for a long time, the Chicago Bears. The New York Jets, another team that a lot of people would say, if you were to rank the worst franchises in the NFL,
Jets would be right up there.
Jets would be up there. They're the number 5 most valuable franchise at $6.9 billion. The Giants are number 4 at 7.3. Patriots just in front of them at 7.4. Los Angeles Rams second at $7.6 billion. And no surprise, at $10.1 billion, the Dallas Cowboys.
I started watching the America's Team documentary on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Is it good?
I only got about halfway through the first episode. It is, because I got really tired and I fell asleep. But it's really good.
Yeah.
It's so far so good.
Okay.
And Jerry Jones is a gambler, man. He was in massive debt, and he rolled the dice on a oil well, and it gushed, and he took the money and he went and bought the Dallas Cowboys.
I didn't know. I mean, I knew he was an oil guy. I'll have to watch that.
He was this close to being broke. And, well, I shouldn't say broke, but in a way to where if this well didn't hit, he was screwed, and it hit, and he took the money and went and bought the Dallas Cowboys. Knew nothing about running a football team. Nothing.
Duh.
And at least he admitted in this that the greatest PR mistake of all time is the way he fired Tom Landry. And, when he fired Tom Landry, it was just like he didn't mention him in his press conference. He got seen with Jimmy Johnson at a Mexican restaurant. He goes, Jimmy, it's out of the way. Nobody's going to see us there. Well, somebody snapped a photo. They didn't know that was Tom Landry's favorite restaurant. That was, out of the way. But start watching it. And again, I'm a little bit through the first episode.
I will do that.
But so far, so good.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I do think Jerry Jones is a little bit like the Deion Sanders conversation. You can hate the guy. He has put it out there that it's okay for you to hate him. I kind of respect a guy that, first of all, takes his money and feeds his passion. That's kind of cool. That's a dream. I mean, when I was a little boy, I wanted to own the Cowboys, and then I did. Good for you. That's freaking sweet, man. The way he went about it, the way he reacts to things, the way he treats people.
I do want to say good morning to Brooks Reynolds, who just tweeted out a picture, Ross, of watching us on his big screen in his home with a cup of iced coffee. Brooks, we're glad you're recovering from the state fair, and it's good to have you back on the fold.
Brooks caught me in a sentimental moment. dude. I'll share it with you here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I will do this without trying to let a tear get in my eye. I mean it. At the top, when you get into JR's South Fork Ranch, next time you're there, when the stairs that take you upstairs to the mezzanine that are inside, when you go up inside, there's a bunch of pictures from the fair, a bunch of pictures. There's jerseys from some of Brooks's friends. There's pictures of his family. At the top of the stairs, there is a photo of Brooks and his dad Stan, who's passed away. And Brooks he's just taken over JR's South Fork Ranch. He's in his like red, giddy up suit, right? And then there's something that he's got his arm around his dad and his dad. And I watched that. I looked at that photo during the fair and I thought, man, I, as Brooks's friend, am very proud of the direction that he is going, the things that he's done. I can't imagine how proud his dad. And I was standing there looking at that photo and having that thing, and the door opened up and there's Brooks. And he looks at me and goes, "Need to use the bathroom?"
I got one behind the wall. Need a nap? I got an apartment back there.
Nope. Just sitting here thinking. So I did get a chance to eventually send him a text. Say, hey, I didn't tell you what I was thinking in that moment, but that's what it was. Love that guy.
Oh, I love him too. I think he asked me to come on in like the second week of September to just do a state fair breakdown. I said, absolutely. You're welcome. You're welcome anytime. I do want to get this last one in, Ross, because and we don't have much time left, but Cal Raleigh hit his 48th and 49th home runs last night for the Mariners. Now a new Major League Baseball record for catchers at 49 home runs. Only 9 catchers in Major League Baseball history have hit over 40 home runs in a season. Mike Piazza did it twice with 40 in 99 and 97. Johnny Bench in 72. Todd Hundley in 96 at 41. Roy Campanella hit 41 in 1953. Javi Lopez hit 43 in 2003. Johnny Bench hit 45 in 1970. Salvador Perez in 2021 hit 48. And now Kyle Raleigh, with a lot of season left, has 49 home runs.
Salvador Perez with 48. Some fun names in there, dude. Todd Hundley. Yeah. Guy could rake. That's fun. Yeah. Cal Raleigh is a dynamic talent, man.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning into the Rush Radio Show today. Busy week. It's game week. Iowa State, South Dakota, Iowa, Albany, Black and Gold Rush coming up on Saturday right after the Iowa game. You'll find it right here on the Rush Radio channel. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
It's Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. It's August, and while most of Iowa has shifted their attention to corn dogs and butter cows, us here at Mini of Des Moines are still focused on making sure your Mini is running properly and well maintained. Please give us a call or schedule your appointment online at miniofdesmoines.com.
bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to The Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.